Oh boy, we're about to head into the new year, but not without one more edition of this series. Whether it was the return of the Russian Machine, some incredible goals.
I mean, there's no way. That is great stuff.
Huge hits with plenty of nasty. The Devils hilariously trolling the Rangers.
The camera caught me.
A Buddy the Elf setting who's not looking so good.
Buddy the Elf with a smoke in his mouth.
Several incredible sound bites.
What is wrong with you?
Looks phenomenal naked.
I think that speaks more about him than it does us.
Oh, I don't get what he says.
And if you have a better way, you're free to share it with me.
He has definitely got a high-pitched voice right now.
And so much more. It's time to recap another week of hockey. Now, I think I'll start in the juniors with one of the worst upsets we've ever seen. Team Canada versus Team Latvia. In their 4 matchups prior to this one, Canada had outscored Latvia 41-4. Canada beat Latvia 10-0 just a year ago, and yet a maybe overconfident Canada found themselves in a shootout after 60, where we got whatever this was, but while he got roasted for it, it is his signature move. So, maybe chill out. But anyway, Latvia would eventually end up taking it in the shootout to upset Canada as Feldbergs stopped 54 of 56, and just look at the joy.
Let's go!
And despite it being the holidays, we had our fair share of drama this week. Laine, making his return to Columbus, had some extra words for the Blue Jackets, which of course led to plenty of boos.
Laine up the center.
But after Columbus welcomed him back and took the dub at home with a late third period tiebreaker to make it 5-4, Zach Werenski weighed in on it all.
I think that speaks more about him than it does us. We're nothing but good teammates to him, nothing but good friends to him.
Similarly, Anaheim's Gauthier had some pregame words for his former club.
With all that happened, it's definitely been a game circled on my calendar.
Interesting, because he did absolutely nothing in a 3-1 loss, but here were Tortorella's thoughts.
Oh, I don't get what he says. Yeah, I'm not interested in answering questions about Cutter Gauthier.
And rounding out the drama for the week after a 4-0 loss to the Blues, Derek Lalonde was ready for a break.
We need the break. The break's coming at a really good time.
And apparently Yzerman agreed, as Lalonde's break was extended, as this is all part of the Yzer plan, right?
If you have a better way, you're free to share it with me, okay?
But even if you had a rough week, remember, you could always be the Rangers. As this dumpster fire continued to burn, Mika's checked out, Igor's scared his check's about to bounce, because don't let the score fool you. Yes, they gave up 5 against the Devils, but they played much worse. And the cherry on top was getting trolled on the Jumbotron with the infamous 2019 draft clip of Rangers fans cheering that they got Kakko instead of Hughes. Just ruthless.
What a smile to your face.
I don't know, man. I don't think it. No.
And with that, let's get to the naughty this week. This came in Buffalo after it was Foligno laying the boom on Cooley. Then in Carolina, after Timo Meier caught Necas at center ice with a knee, he was given the boot. But shortly after, Haula caught Orlov behind his net, who suffered a broken nose, and naturally temperatures were elevated. So while Orlov thought about getting revenge, he figured he should maybe clean up first. Gives the nose a wipe down before coming back and giving Haula a piece of his mind, as I don't know, I just thought this sequence was funny. Similarly, in Sunrise, Tkachuk was hurting after Kucherov caught him with a knee, as Tkachuk seemed all but done. However, he'd come back and did what Tkachuk does best, which is stir the pot, as they all got into it. But shortly after this, it was Kulikov absolutely demolishing Gonçalves and, surprise, surprise, some extracurriculars. Heading over to Boston, it was Olivier just folding up McAvoy, as that one had to hurt. Pahal in San Jose with a huge hit on Grenstrom. In Vancouver, Myers absolutely sat down Eklund, but hits don't always go to plan, as Greer, trying to lay one on Isamont, went up and over hard into the boards. Similarly, McAvoy lining up Johnson would catch nothing but air and, well, the boards in Columbus. But with that, let's lighten things up a bit with the nice. Again, it was Christmas after all, and the Lightning had old St. Nick Paul pay a visit.
Ho, ho, ho. It's old St. Nick.
And this whole thing was fantastic.
Really cold. Keep it.
What is wrong with you? Wait, he won't get hit in the nose anymore. Whose shock is this?
I don't know. And no, believe it or not, this is not footage of Matt Rempe. It's Buddy the Elf, who made an appearance this week at the Kings-Flyers game. Though he's looking a little disheveled, am I wrong?
Is that thing lit? Buddy the Elf with a smoke in his mouth.
Over in Toronto, Steven Lorentz, with his warm-up routine, had his bucket get stuck in the glass as they had to try and get the damn thing out before eventually just deciding to cut it off, as I don't think I've ever seen that before. Sticking with Toronto, after Tarasenko caught Benoit in the nether regions, he gave us some insane visuals on the bench, but best of all was the call.
He has definitely got a high-pitched voice right now.
And as fun as these two have been on the ice, they've been equally as entertaining off the ice as they recreated the LeBron driveway video.
Hey! On his head! Ain't that what they do?
And we even got another edition of Stupid Questions.
I said yes. Yeah. Because can't listen all the time. They don't like help, but they get you going. Yeah, they're strong. It wakes you up for sure. No. You don't? No, I think it bends my hair too much. Once in a while. Just to keep it in good state. I like shampoo. Yeah, shampoo's good. But that's maybe the best question.
In Boston, after Pasta seemed shaken and left the game, Marchand was asked about it.
Do some pasta after? How do you look?
That's on the shower. Already go on?
Then back in the juniors, Craig Button seemingly nearly died on the air.
The hockey game.
Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
And will someone check in on Quinn Hughes?
Enjoy it. Well done. Congratulations, win. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Lastly, you remember the whole Shane Pinto gambling ordeal that went down? Well, after explaining that he put in a good word for Sanderson in the 2020 draft,
I actually texted one of the development guys in Ottawa. I'm like, guys, this kid's a legit player. He cares about the game. Like,
Wit of Spittin' Chicklets absolutely roasted him.
He's like, I actually already put in a bet that he's going 5th overall, so can you guys take him? You're brutal.
Now, I don't normally showcase every rookie that makes their debut, but this one was special. Denton Matejchuk from my hometown, we went to school together, made his debut this week with the Blue Jackets, and this was just incredible to see. Shout out to him, Jason, Keela, and the whole family. So excited to watch the future. But another rookie that made his debut was Jakub Dobesh from Montreal, as the kid made 33 stops to earn the shutout in his debut. Very cool to see. And so with that, let's give the goalie some love. Back in Columbus, it was Greaves with not one but two incredible stops, gets the pad down and stops Doc with a pair of toe stops. Speaking of which, we had Toe Karski in Nashville with a beautiful robbery on O'Reilly. Askarov over in San Jose had himself a pretty glove stop as he keeps an eye on it to keep this one out. And lastly, Thompson facing Nylander all alone, shot him down with the leather with a save so good, Nylander even had to give him his dues. However, it wasn't all fun and games as UC Soros with a pretty assist gives it right to Broberg, who made him pay. And so with that, how about we finish with the goals of the week? After seeing updates of the Russian machine for weeks, it was finally time. Alexander Ovechkin back in the lineup after 40 days as the chase to greatness is back on. He got himself an empty netter in the first one back and then another against Detroit the next night as he is now just 25 away from passing Wayne Gretzky. Then from vet to young gun, we had Bedard in Minnesota, whether on purpose or not, completely fooling Gustafsson between the wickets. Heading to LA, it was Michkov. He's Riddick out of his net and capitalizes for a nice one. And that seemed to be the Flyers' MO as Frost in Anaheim scored a similar one off Dostal and into his own net. Byfield in overtime would send the Oilers home home as he beat Skinner with a clean shot, but even cleaner was the stone cold celly that came afterwards. And finally, this was just a pretty feat. Tavares leans on his amulet to somehow blindly find Marner, as this was just pretty stuff. Which, speaking of assists, Sidney Crosby with the assist on this bunting goal, 1,034 assists to pass Lemieux. Oh, never mind. His assist was officially taken back. So we had to wait for the next game, and for real this time, Sidney Crosby again to bunting. Tell me if you've seen that before. Would record his 1,034th assist, and this time it would stand as the home crowd gave him a standing O. But with that, I think I'll call it for this week. I wish you all a happy new year. Thank you all for the support all year long. I appreciate it very much, and I'll see you in the next one.